welcome once again to another episode of the Horizon Roundtable. I am Bob McDonald, and joining me, of course, is my co-host, Matt Dudek.
Hey there, everybody.
And also joining us is John Parker.
How's it going, guys?
You can find Matt on Twitter at Horizon Matt. You can find John at Horizon John. You guys made this very easy for me to let everybody know where they can find you. You can find us on the web at horizonroundtable.com. You can find links to all of our social sites and podcast sites where you can find us at horizonroundtable.com/subscribe. Become a patron at patreon.com/horizonroundtable. Patrons of the $7 a month level, you now have the option of either getting the Horizon Roundtable t-shirt or our new Horizon's Gonna Horizon t-shirt. So $7 a month level, you can get that. You could also go to horizonroundtable.com, click on the ad to get our Horizon's Gonna Horizon. There's a link to the Horizon's Gonna Horizon t-shirt product page. So you can order it from there too. I got mine the other day. It's awesome. You got to get one. So
have you noticed that not only are people starting to get the shirts, which is great, I keep seeing people that outside of what I would think are, our regular Horizon Roundtable listeners dropping the Horizon's Gonna Horizon. Like it's catching on. It's a thing.
You are all welcome. You are all welcome. Y'all need to thank Matt now. This is Matt.
The Horizon's Gonna Horizon. Like
right.
it's just the reality.
And Horizon's Gonna Horizon definitely played out at the end of the season. A little bit.
I don't know. I feel like leading up to the end, this past week, I don't really think it did. I think that was the most boring result that possibly could have been.
Yeah, Noah Reynolds kind of took the flavor out of that Green Bay Milwaukee game.
Well, no, that was
the only real Horizon's Gonna Horizon from a standings standpoint. Yeah,
okay, true. And then I will say, for most of Oakland versus Detroit Mercy, fair. Horizon's Gonna Horizon all day.
They were trying real hard to Horizon Gonna Horizon that one. That's for sure.
How funny would it have been if Detroit Mercy actually lost that, and then Noah Reynolds being out cost Green Bay a share of the league?
Oh, Jesus.
There was possibility of some real mess there for a moment on Saturday, but all said and done, it kind of played out as most of us, I think, expected it to, and unfortunately, that also included the Milwaukee over Green Bay.
Yeah.
And again,
you gotta admit that even if Noah Reynolds had been there, you throw the records out there. You just do, because it's Milwaukee and Green Bay.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I mean, Kyle will get into it a little bit later, but in general, with that one, apparently this weekend, you throw the records out, Milwaukee and Green Bay.
By the way, I'm glad you brought that up, because this is the first this is the first episode. We have 2 episodes coming back to back. Today, this episode is going to cover the men. We're going to bring Kyle Rossi in to talk about the women. Incidentally, Horizon's Gonna Horizon also applies to the women. We'll talk about that when we talk to Kyle next episode. Turns out.
Turns out it doesn't matter. Horizon's just it's strong.
It is universal. It does not matter. Any sport in this conference, Horizon's Gonna Horizon. Buy a t-shirt.
Except swimming and diving and women's soccer.
Yeah. With swimming and diving, it's always who's going to finish second behind Oakland.
Oakland wasn't winning swimming and diving going into the final day. That was sort of different-ish.
Oh, okay. Good. They added a little bit of drama before they made their triumphant rebound and beat everybody. Yeah. They just wanted to add that in there because, reasons.
They gave people a chance. It's like when you play your little brother and you spot him 5, like
you give them just a little bit of hope, and then on the last day just crush their dreams.
I say that as a little brother, by the way. But anyway.
So anyway, this week, exactly why is it that Oakland and Detroit Mercy was so close? I'm still trying to wrap my head around that one.
Detroit Mercy hit shots. They had really, really fallen off on hitting shots lately. There was a minute there where I don't know how he was doing it, but with one consistent helper, Jaden Stone was averaging, was hitting over half his shots and hitting efficiently from three. You normally don't see, the guy on one of the worst teams in America scoring 20 points and doing it efficiently. And for a minute there, he was really, really tailed off lately and did not tail
off. Well, that
off
happens when you're basically one of the only people doing anything on that team.
Yeah.
Well, and Emmanuel Clock all of a sudden started making, like, he was like a 20% 3-point shooter coming into the game and was 4 of 5 at one point. Like, I mean,
Quach has done that before, which is weird as hell. He's actually done that before.
I mean, I think
he scored like 6 3-pointers. I can't remember which game it was. They still lost, obviously, but still.
Okay, so it wasn't IUPUI. Okay.
It was not IUPUI.
I mean, Mercy shot 47% from 3 as a team and hit 17 of 18 free throws. Yeah, that's how you almost pull that game off.
Yeah, and that's what we need to hope for with whatever team we send to March. That's how you pull that game off. You just hit insane threes and and I mean, take care of free throw shooting too. Don't leave any free points on the board.
Well, and at the end of the day, do you know how Oakland survived that game? They were 42% from 3 and 17 of 20 from free throws.
Indeed, they were. And the guy and I know you were a little concerned about Trey Townsend during that game, but at the end of the game, when it mattered, there he was.
Yeah, no, there
he was.
Honestly, I thought Tony Paul did a very good job of calling it out. There was a minute there where everything was running through the shooters. Detroit was defending the shooters well. Okay, get it down low. Let's open up the shooters. And that was the turning point.
Yeah.
They started to get it to Townsend. You had to pay attention to Townsend. Okay, now he can kick it out. And Golpe and Lampman can hit threes.
I don't know why it took so long. I mean, it wasn't a secret that Detroit Mercy doesn't have a great interior game where you've got Delcadia trying to essentially pretend to be a center and following out very quickly. Like, that's what he does, right? Like, it took way too long to get there. Campy talked at the half. I love the Campy halftime interviews because usually they're funny, and we all know that. But also, I wish more coaches did it because he told everybody what was wrong, and he fixed it. He said they were extending the defense too far, in that it was allowing Mercy. Go ahead.
Even beyond the Horizon League, when other coaches do it, it's just very generic. Like, it takes someone like Campy. It takes a personality to make that. Like, Sonny Wick should do it. It'd be fun.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. That has got to be a feature for next season for Green Bay. Absolutely has to be.
Same with the post game. Like, I know all teams do a post game presser. Yes, I put this out on Twitter. And I was like, oh yeah, they do that. No, you're talking the post game presser. I'm talking, if you watch an Oakland game at home, they will interview Campy, win or lose at the end. And if it's a win, they'll even bring a player over. And like, you get those instant before the broadcast is even done. I love that. Like, why aren't we doing more of that?
Good question. I don't know.
Mandate it. Let's get some microphones in people's mouths. And
I gotta be honest. Gotta be honest with you. Well, it's weird because Detroit Mercy only does that because Detroit Mercy only does that when Detroit Mercy wins. So we only saw Mike Davis once this year be interviewed post game.
Then you've got Mike Davis Jr. on the radio every game, home or away. But man, that's like the last person they should be putting a microphone in his mouth because he says some awful things about his team.
They're one game. Detroit Mercy is one game away from us doing it all over again. So, by the way, no matter what, because I have no confidence that Detroit Mercy is going to win this conference tournament at all. The next game they lose will be number 31, which will tie them for an NCAA record with Tosin from 2011-2012.
All right.
They were 1-31. The Tosin team was 1-31, and Detroit Mercy has a chance to tie that record. And once again, we're not even 100% sure we're going to not see – we're not even 100% sure we're not going to see Mike Davis next year. We may have to go through this all over again. Yeah.
You can't. I've seen.
I know you can't. I agree that you can't, but this is Detroit Mercy. I don't know, and I also don't know that they would even make a decision until like April or May, because isn't that kind of what they did the last time? And just kind of they have this very nasty record of foobarring everything. So I don't really have all that confidence that they wouldn't even make a decision until like April anyway.
Well, here's my thoughts on it, and I think I've kind of put this out before. Is I think the decision's going to need to be Mike Davis's. We've said that Detroit Mercy can't afford to let them go.
Well,
Mike Davis,
are you seriously going to say no to whatever amount of money that Detroit Mercy is giving you, which apparently they can't afford buying you out of?
I don't think Mike Davis is going to know what he wants to do until Antoine finishes up his current pro season and figures out what Antoine's next steps are. I think that's going to be a deciding factor for Mike.
And when does the G League season end?
I assume right around the same time as the NBA, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's happening. So, anyway.
All right,
it was a nice senior game for Oakland, though. So there was that.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been present for other schools' senior days, but I think Oakland does a really great job of it. They do a quick ceremony before the game. They stick around after. That's when they do, they do all the talks, and they will literally stay on the floor and talk to anybody, sign autographs until the last person leaves. Like, the team is available indefinitely on that day, which is really cool.
Oh yeah.
It was very emotional for Trey Townsend. It's not a secret at this point that he will not be back, and that's okay. I mean, good for him. Trey Townsend's going to make money next year, whether that's pro, whether that's at a Power 5 as he starts his Masters. Like, dude's out, and he is Mr. Oakland, and he put in his time, and hopefully he can get them to the tournament. But
is this the part where I ask if he ends up at Michigan State?
I doubt it.
Okay. I mean, that to me, that would be the logical next step for him, but there's a lot of other places that could use him. That's for sure.
I doubt it, but only because Michigan State does need help down low. But the reality is Trey Townsend is not really built to be a big in a Power 5, in my opinion. I have opinions. I know it's surprising, but so yeah, I don't know.
Like, from the way he played this year, I can kind of see where you're coming from as far as like we saw what happened when Tanner Holden, who's not really a 3-point shooter, went to Ohio State. He started off getting minutes, and then they disappeared. Anyway, you want to tell him how nice Albuquerque is?
Shit, I'll put him up for a night. We'll make this work. I got a guest room.
Man, they could have used him last night. Oh my gosh. Sorry, Horizon podcast.
Under the existing NIL rules, I'm sure you guys can work out something.
Trey,
the existing NIL rules that can't be really enforced by the NCAA, so throw that part out there too. So that's awesome.
Well, they say it's the wild, wild Southwest. Hey?
Anyway,
Horizon League. Midwest.
Sorry,
I gotta reel the Southwest office of the Horizon League back in all the time. Damn it! Had I but known. Anyway, so yeah,
what else
Green
you
Bay
got?
Green Bay really miss. I'm sorry, what's that?
I said, what else you got? Did anyone else play a game other than Detroit and Oakland?
Yeah, Green Bay really misses Noah Reynolds. Really misses him.
Okay, can I just?
I will say, the one thing I'll say is, like, look at the teams they played without him. They didn't get, Purdue, or they did get Purdue for a win. Whoops, never mind. Ignore that one.
Yeah.
The other teams, they didn't get Detroit Mercy or IUPUI without him. You get one of those two without him, your record all of a sudden looks a lot better. They got, the kind of middle to top of the Horizon League, and then the team that was looking the best until league play started. So that I will say in their defense. With that said, yesterday kind of made, assuming Milwaukee can handle Detroit Mercy a third time, yesterday kind of made that next game interesting. Does a venue change? And Noah Reynolds, who hasn't played in, whoever knows how long at that point, you know how long, but sorry.
Yeah.
Does, Noah Reynolds being out that long, I don't know that where your concern is the shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the passing, the driving, all that should be good to go. And obviously, he's fantastic at that. Did it take a little bit of the wind out of the sails? Would be my only thing.
I would say probably. I mean,
before the game, the prevailing thought was we want to, Green Bay fans wanted Milwaukee again.
Yeah.
After the game,
I don't blame them.
Less so. And I will say on the other end of that, like you mentioned up at the top, it's a rivalry game.
Yeah.
You throw out the record books. Like any
Indeed.
other situation, as a Milwaukee guy, Green Bay was the 3 seed that I wanted, assuming we beat Detroit Mercy, because they'd be coming in on a bunch of losses.
Yeah.
Whether heading into this week, whether it was Wright State or Northern Kentucky, they would have been coming in on a win. Like both of them would have had to win yesterday to get the 3 seed. So they would have been coming in.
It had Northern Kentucky. Yeah, definitely Northern Kentucky. But Northern Kentucky has their own problems, obviously. We'll talk about it in a minute.
Well, here's the thing with Green Bay, John, and I think you started to really make the obvious point too, is their record early on was good because they were playing some of the lower teams in the conference. They had a pretty easy conference schedule to start, and I think that helped inflate their record. And I've said it. I mean, we've talked to Sonny. Sonny is a great dude. I love what's happening in Green Bay. But what we're seeing from the win-loss record, I think that probably would happen even if Reynolds was there. Maybe not as bad, but I think we're seeing what Green Bay kind of is when I watch them. The eye test, which my eye doesn't mean anything, but like I never fully believed Green Bay, and I think that's kind of what we're seeing right now. Is I think they got kind of an inflated record early on, and they're struggling right now, and that's gonna happen, and especially when you lose your top player. Don't get me wrong, but I never believed Green Bay was a 1 or 2 in this league. It just never really made sense. So I'm not surprised where they're at, and hopefully, Reynolds can get back in and lead them. But man, for someone that really relies on driving to the basket, especially coming off a foot injury that's kept him out for however long and in a boot, I worry about this team right now.
So so as far as Noah Reynolds is concerned, I mean, that first half of the Milwaukee game, even without Noah Reynolds, they seem to be doing pretty well. It seems like they ran out of gas in that second half because they were close.
About it is they didn't do a good job of handling the press, and injured or not, he helps with that.
Yes, exactly. I don't actually see him in that second round game. I actually don't see him starting. I see him doing the exact same thing he did after he missed the game against Youngstown State. He comes off the bench, which I think would be an interesting dynamic for them.
Rivalry aside, we got to see Noah Reynolds and BJ Freeman both on the court.
Absolutely. Yes. I need that clash of the Titans bad. Need it. I need it. Because that's going to be a hell of a that's going to be a hell of a game between those two, period.
Yeah, and like I was saying, throw away the rivalry and they're the team I want to play. Add in the rivalry, okay, I don't know anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I mean, that's kind of where we're at, really. I mean, they're literally separated by a single game. Green Bay is 18-13. Milwaukee is 17-14. Green Bay is 13-7 in the conference. Milwaukee is 12-8 in the conference. A single game but separates the 3 seed and the 6 seed. So yeah, that's going to be a hell of a game, regardless. Even if you didn't know that this was Milwaukee and Green Bay, even if you didn't even know that.
Maybe can we not assume after the way Detroit Mercy played yesterday that they're definitely gonna lose?
We can't.
I need no. Detroit Mercy has to lose. This is we can't go. We cannot live this lie anymore. They have to go away. I'm sorry. Sorry, Detroit Mercy fans, the ones we have left actually still listening to us. We're doing this for you. We're rooting for you to not have to put up with this again for the rest of the season. We want you to bow out peacefully, if you will.
Hold up.
This is the first round game between Detroit Mercy and Milwaukee has to be a mercy beating, and so no pun intended, by the way, no pun intended.
Plenty of pun intended.
I mean, yeah, it should be yeah.
Hear me out though.
But I suspect
if the CBI does the right thing, they can set the loss record.
Wouldn't that be something? The CBI brings them along for the loss record after they wouldn't
get
them on the game.
The CBI didn't even expand their bracket to have more than 16 teams, and you expect they didn't want them in there last year, although that might be a little bit more of a LSU
I love that
jerky thing, but I feel like this. You know what? Honestly, I feel like there's an opportunity here. And it's not with the CBI. I feel like somebody with a lot of money and a whole lot of time on their hands should organize a single game matchup between. Oh wait, no, that wouldn't work because Detroit Mercy will actually win that game. Because I was going to say they should have a single matchup between Detroit Mercy and Mississippi Valley State, but that seems like way too much. Seems like way too likely that Detroit Mercy would win. Never mind. Forget I said anything. Forget that.
Oh.
Speaking of which, I don't know how many games Mississippi Valley State has. They may actually still break the record. I don't know how many games they have left, but they did. They also won a game too, by the way. So at least those. But yeah, I don't see. I know that Milwaukee went to double overtime with freaking Detroit Mercy. That was an aberration. I don't see Milwaukee doing that again. I don't see Milwaukee doing that again. I see them beating them by 20 plus like they did the first time at Callahan.
I think you're confused.
By what?
Breaks off of them both times.
What's that now?
Yeah,
did they? I must have been looking. Never mind. I'm sorry. I'm stupid. I was
Robert Morris or something.
I was looking at. Yeah, I can't read. I cannot read because I was looking at the standings. I was looking at the final scores, and I was looking at the wrong one. I'm stupid. Never mind. Forget I said it. I've been doing that all day anyway. So yeah,
Milwaukee is a tough matchup for Detroit.
Mississippi Valley State can only tie Detroit Mercy.
Okay, fine. Well, doesn't matter. Yeah, they whooped on it. Yeah, I'm sorry. You're right. Milwaukee whooped on them twice. Yeah. Although the game in Milwaukee was only 16 points, and Detroit Mercy had made it interesting all the way up until about the 10-minute mark of that game. And then, of course, the wheels fell off, as it always seems to do with Detroit Mercy. So I suspect that's going to be the same case here. And they're going to be at Closhie, by the way. And they seem to do – Milwaukee seemed to, as far as the tournament is concerned, as far as that venue is concerned, they like beating up on people in that venue. As evidenced by last year in Wright State.
Can we discuss that for like 2 seconds?
Please, let's.
We all know that I love to fight the battle about neutral site, home courts, all this. But I'm getting really tired.
You fight to the death on those things. It's amazing.
But I'm getting...
Keep fighting that fight.
I will. I'm not giving up. But I think it's amazing that all these people want, home or best team host, blah, blah, blah. But most of these teams can't even get into their good venues at this point. You've got Milwaukee moving to the smaller one. You've got Gates for PFW. Like Green Bay is hosting in their smaller one. Like we're not even getting the good venues. Like, and you guys think that you should be hosting like the whole tournament? Like, get out of here.
Well, the funny part is, remember that Milwaukee, that's a choice for them. They are choosing that. That they chose that last year, and they're choosing that again this year.
It's small time. And that's okay. I'm not mad about it, especially in the way that this tournament format is. But man, it just, to me, it screams we shouldn't be hosting the whole tournament. Like, we can't.
Well, the funny part, of course, is that if that actually was in place, all of this would be hosted at the arena right now.
It's true. And you know what? Big Oakland guy, I don't know if you guys know this. I wouldn't want it there.
Yeah. It's like last year would have been hosted at Beagley, the unrenovated Beagley, I might add.
I don't know. I prefer it. I think the whole argument that anything is, oh, this is small time, that's small time. Getting a 16 seed and losing in Dayton is small time. Winning in Dayton, slightly larger time, but still pretty small time.
Yeah, give me the playing game. Love me a playing game. It's units. It's units, baby.
Yeah, so.
Well,
all right.
Who else we got? Anyone else play games?
Everybody else played games. Youngstown State played games. Youngstown State is, I think I might have mentioned this because I was on the Big Cheese Sports Show earlier. Because
whoa, there, careful there, name dropper.
I'm going to do that, man. Seriously,
Big
that was a fun time. Bernie Bango and Steve Copeland, thanks for having me on, guys. Yeah, so you can pull them up at Big Cheese _IESR on Twitter, by the way. And they have all their links and all that stuff over there. So, yeah. But I had mentioned that I know we were not going to pick because I like where Youngstown State is positioned in this for this conference tournament because for a couple of reasons. One, they seem to be playing their best basketball this time. And two, as we well know, the 1 seed in the conference tournament has not had the best of luck.
No, that's
just once.
That's fair.
Sorry, Matt.
I will say, I don't think our 4 seed Magic is necessarily all that strong. 2 in a row is not very much.
Oh no. The Wright State in Northern Kentucky one more time. If Etijere wasn't hurt, that would be still a coin flip for me. But man, I don't know. I don't think Marquez Ware can like pull it off one more time. Because Marquez Ware was trying to will Northern Kentucky to win that game on Saturday. Will that 39 points? He was trying to will them there. But man, they just don't have anybody in the middle anymore. I mean, they're trying to get it done with Trey Robinson. I mean, Trey Robinson is good, but he's more of a 4. They're trying to get it done with LJ Wells. Yeah, I don't think that's going to go. It might go over very well with some other team, but it's not going to go very well when you have Brandon Nowell and AJ Braun on the other side. So, yeah, I'm a little sad about that one. But, yeah, I think Youngstown State, where they're positioned, and as much as it pains me, because I do suspect that Cleveland State's going to beat IUPUI, that Youngstown State's going to beat up on Cleveland State again. I'm going to be very sad about that. But I will understand.
I think Youngstown State's the team most rolling getting into this. They got Uncle Mo on their side.
Uncle Mo?
Momentum.
Oh. Okay. Thank you for clarifying that because I don't know where. But also, I got a point. Well, there are 2 pieces. I'm pushing for the history. I'm pushing for history for Youngstown State because, as we know, Youngstown State's never made it to a tournament. Also, if Youngstown State wins the tournament, wins all 3 games in the tournament, they will have finally bested the school record for most wins in a season ever. So, yeah, I'm going for that. I'm pushing for that.
Also, we'd be remiss to not mention the fact that at this point, the Horizon only has 3 teams with 20 wins, and one of them is the 8 seed.
How many times? I've been saying it for 3 damn weeks.
I know.
What is wrong with this league when Purdue Fort Wayne is going to win 20 games and probably be the A seed? And look where we're at now. Purdue Fort Wayne has 20 wins and they're at the A seed. This is sad. So very sad. I will say this, though. If I'm Oakland, I'm a little concerned that Purdue Fort Wayne is the A seed. Just a little bit.
Oakland's got a terrible route to the championship. Terrible.
They got the bracket from hell, man. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if So yeah, if Purdue Fort Wayne does it again, beats,
Yep.
Wins their game, advances, that's a rough one right from there. What is, I mean, are we talking about the Wright State team that just beat Oakland, like beat the brakes off Oakland at home at Oakland last week?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's no fun. I mean, if there's an upset,
No, it is not.
Honestly, if Milwaukee can beat Green Bay and we get Oakland, I'm pretty cool with that. Both games were tight. Matt, how do you feel about beating?
Yeah, by the way, can somebody clarify this? Can somebody clarify the semifinal seeding? Is it top seed plays the lowest remaining seed? Because I kind of screwed that up live on the radio this morning.
Uh-oh.
So that's fun. I'm an asshole.
I'm actually looking at it right now, and it doesn't say on the horizon.
That's what I was like,
okay,
because the second round is the top seed versus the lowest remaining seed, and it's a blank when we get to Indianapolis. I'm like, come on, you're killing me.
I believe it's highest, lowest, middle.
And last year just wasn't helped because the 1, 2, 3, and 4 all won.
Yeah. So
previously it's been because it was Milwaukee when they pulled off that insanity against Wright State.
Oh yeah.
Then got Cleveland State. So.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. That's. Oh God, you're right. Oh. See, I don't remember. No, wait. What seed was Milwaukee last year?
No, this was a couple of years ago. This was when Milwaukee and Baldwin Senior.
I remember that.
When
that's what screwed me up because I forgot about the 2021 game. I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Now I remember that one. Milwaukee doesn't do very well against Wright State, that's for sure.
I mean, they did that game.
Sorry. Wright State doesn't do very well against Milwaukee. I'm sorry, I was wrong. Strike that, reverse it.
It used to be back in my day, before my day, it used to be the complete opposite. Wright State pre-Brownell beat Bruce Pearl's Milwaukee team. Like, what the hell?
I don't get it, man. I just don't get it. It's so weird. So incredibly weird. That was a while ago. I don't remember any of those things. Cleveland State was bad most of those years, so.
I got to be honest, from a top 8 standpoint, there's not many teams where I'm like, yeah, bring them on. Like, I feel good about that, Matt. Like, again, Horizon's going to Horizon for a reason. Yeah. It's tight.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's going to be great. But I have to say this again, and I'm going to say this until we get to I get to Indianapolis. I don't want Campy and Sonny to make it to Indianapolis. I have to have them there. I just need that. Inject that into my veins. I don't know if it's going to actually happen, but I need that.
I hope you get at least one of those.
I need both of them. I need them both.
I know, but
I know it's going to be an uphill climb for both of them, but God, that'd be awesome.
What about in the title game? That'd be entertaining.
Oh man, what did it make? I definitely don't think that would happen. No. But yeah, I need that to happen.
If we got those two in a title game and there wasn't a live mic feed on both of them, we dropped the ball. We screwed up.
Well, I'll probably be behind one of their benches, so.
Well, here's hoping that we get some. I mean, outside of Oakland or Youngstown, I think would seed well in the NCAA tournament, and by well, I mean
absolutely,
not a 16.
So
no.
Oakland, Youngstown, and let me just double check something real quick.
Yeah, I think Oakland and Youngstown would probably be 15 seeds.
I've seen Oakland as high as 14.
I think
I
there's
have two, but I don't see it.
That's if everything goes chalk.
Yeah.
I don't think everything.
I don't know if that's going to happen.
Yeah. I mean,
but Youngstown State, I think, would be at 15.
If Grand Canyon somehow manages to choke away their tournament, that goes from like a 12 seed to an immediate 16 seed. So there are so many tournaments where it's like one team is so clearly above everyone else that they're the pick for the, the auto bid. And if they lose, Milwaukee doesn't clear most. Oakland and Youngstown clear, the rest of the league.
Yeah.
And I want
Without
to
a doubt.
say that to the point from earlier, never mind, Purdue Fort Wayne completely fell off. Who was it?
They were holding strong for a bit.
They were there and then they were gone.
Let's see.
Sad to say, they were there and then they were gone.
Well,
That's how they ended up winning 20 games and are an 8 seed.
They're still very high in the net for a Horizon League 8 seed. They're still 155.
That would make, that makes all the sense in the world because, once again, Matt,
they're
say
above
the line.
Oregon State in the net.
Horizon's going Horizon.
Thank you. Buy a t-shirt.
KenPom is the one that doesn't like. Bear with me.
Yeah.
And I would think the auto bids would just be whatever.
No,
practically what their net rankings are.
Yeah, so right now Green Bay is from a net standpoint. Wow, yeah, this could get so as
Green
right
Bay
now,
and
Youngstown State is the highest net ranked, and Oakland is 11 points below them. So both of those two teams, if they won, I would suspect they would get at the very lowest a 15 seed.
Yeah.
Everybody else, man, yeah. Purdue Fort Wayne is a 155. They're 8th place in this conference. Why? Dear God, why?
Yeah, Wright State and Purdue Fort Wayne probably also can avoid. Can avoid. Wright State wouldn't get to play a home game in the NCAA tournament again.
They would not. No, I think Wright State and Purdue Fort Wayne would just straight up be 16 seeds. They would no playing game. Everybody else, yeah. I think they'd be playing games.
It depends. Everyone else, yes, I would agree with that.
Exactly. So,
John, if you're looking at those rankings right now, where's Robert Morris? And I only ask that because I feel like they're the only team we haven't mentioned yet today, and it would. They do play here.
304. By the way, Scott Meyer's got his pre-tournament article coming up where he laments the fact that they've lost 6 games in a row. Which they have. They're not playing. They just aren't getting it together, and they get to play Purdue Fort Wayne one last time.
All right, question for both
Fort
of you.
Wayne beat the brakes off of them.
If you get to pick your opponent from the bottom 3, Detroit Mercy, IUPUI, and Robert Morris, which poison do you pick?
IUP as a favorable opponent?
Yeah,
as an opponent
who
that you
do
can
most
whoop
want
on?
to play of that? Rank them. How about that?
IUPUI would be 1. Robert Morris would be 2. Detroit Mercy would be 3. I know that's a weird thing to say, but honestly, yeah.
What about
that's
you, John?
exactly what I think. I
think
Robert Morris would be,
Mine is the reverse of the standings. Detroit Mercy, Milwaukee beat easily twice. IUPUI, Milwaukee beat easily once and stressed out a little the other day. Robert Morris absolutely smoked Milwaukee once, so no thank you.
Wow.
Well,
Yeah,
but at least the good news for you is that there is probably no chance Milwaukee will ever see Robert Morris.
Look,
unless for some reason those two teams met in the finals. And at which point in time, that would be the most Horizon outcome possible.
I quit at that point.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to quit. I made all that.
To the title game wearing that shirt.
Yeah.
The coaches would have to wear that shirt.
You know what? If that happens, I'm buying 150 of them, and Bob's going to put them on shares.
Oh, yeah.
For fans.
Absolutely.
First 150 fans that have those seats.
Sean Sullivan, Associate Commissioner of the Horizon League. I know you're listening, sir. I know you're going to let me do that, too.
But that's only for a Milwaukee Robert Morris final.
Yeah, only for a Milwaukee Robert Morris finals.
Oh, man.
I got to tell you, though, Robert Morris probably needs to go to the finals so Andy Toole could save his job. And he'd probably have to win to save his job. So good luck with that.
That's and you see on social media and whatnot the response to that from like Robert Morris fan. It feels like one of those where it's clearly not working. You don't necessarily Like if Andy Toole got a new job and 5 years from now he's leading the team to the NCAA tournament, I don't think a lot of people are surprised. I mean, probably like an NEC team again.
Probably.
But it feels like, okay, it's probably time.
Yeah. It's as much as it pains me, yeah, it does. It looks like the clock's ticking on Andy Toole.
And
much like the clock is ticking on Matt Crenshaw, and maybe the clock's ticking on Mike Davis, who the hell knows at this point.
Yeah. I don't know. Crenshaw, my thought was, okay, if you see some progress this year, you definitely don't fire him even if he finishes in 10th.
Yeah.
You haven't seen much progress.
No, you have not.
Not a lot to go off of there.
No, that's not.
And
it
then,
has not gone well for them at all.
My thing is, that's the one where I think you could see see them keep him, because that's the team. I mean, so Detroit Mercy has been peer pressured into firing a coach. Detroit Mercy has fired a coach recently after just 2 years. Yes, the money issue is obviously.
Yeah, I don't know. See, in that case, I don't know if that was they didn't so much get peer pressure, like pressure, because that was just a bad situation altogether.
I meant on the women's side. I mean, which
also
true. Yes, absolutely. But no, they got peer pressure from firing her. They weren't about to.
Yeah. It seems to me, funny. Had they not done that, we wouldn't see Kay Docker. Had they not done that, it's insane to think that that's the case, but that is absolutely not what happened.
But like
how messed up. I mean, I hate to belabor this, but messed up is your athletic department that you have to get peer pressured into dismissing a coach who basically had her entire team enter the transfer portal.
Yeah.
And you are, and still we're in debating whether or not your other coach, who is going to probably be 1-31, is going to be back next season.
Hold on. Yeah. Are we doing the women's segment now or not?
Not yet. Not yet.
No, that's why I segued into why are you keeping if
we're going to talk about peer pressuring and getting rid of coaches on the women's side, I've got a name for you.
That's okay. We're gonna talk about the women here too.
All right. Hold on. We'll get to their stuff. When we talk about their stuff with Kyle.
My thing is, 5th-year coach who's finished in the top half one time and just went and is presumably going to win a single game out of 32.
We got to also mention the fact that they only finished in the top half of the conference one time with the leading scorer, who is number 2 all-time in NCAA history. You spent 5 years doing that, and then you turn around and then win one game.
They have the leading scorer again, for the record.
That's true. Okay, we have another one. That's right.
I
forgot. I continue to forget. They do still have the leading scorer, except they're only going to win one game.
Yeah,
which is even worse.
One win in year 5. Year 6? Sorry.
We're in year 6, man.
You have to. You have to. Find the money. Print the money. Fire him and give him all of the monopoly money in the world.
Take out a loan.
Yeah. And
put up a GoFundMe.
$200K. Like, you have to. If they don't fire him, I'm going to be annoyed as a
I don't think you should. You know what? You shouldn't be alone either. But again, I keep prefacing this with, you get rid of Mike Davis, the same AD is picking the replacement. He's 1 of 4. No, wait. Yeah, 1 of 4. This will be coach number 3 for him. No. Yeah, 1 of 4. He has 2 clunker coaches on the men's side and 1 clunker coach on the women's side. 1 of 4. The track record is not good here.
Didn't at least hire someone cheap? Don't be paying like top 5 in the league for these results.
The time has come. Bring back Tracy Dildy.
Yeah.
I don't know why Tracy Dildy always comes up in these conversations, but bring his ass back.
Bob, you were close. The time has come. The time has come to wrap this up, talk about what's coming next, and print it. That's the time
Absolutely.
that's come.
You are correct, because we have another episode of this back-to-back coming up. We're going to talk to Kyle Rossi about the women's tournament, which is awesome, because you got to talk to him. Yeah, we'll talk to him, and he's going to answer all our questions for us, which is great.
And I will be
no pressure or anything, Kyle. Huh?
No pressure at all.
All right, so
on mute to listen to that Green Bay Milwaukee coverage.
Well, you're probably writing up the all league awards and all
awards right now,
all league teams. Yeah. So, which will be on HorizonRoundtable.com. Those will be up on Monday. Those will be great. And our past podcast episodes and all that good stuff. You can tune into us wherever podcasts are found, and then of course you can tune in where on our Amazon or Google devices. So tune in next week. Wow, I don't know what I'm going to do next week, but that's going to be.
What's the schedule? Like, what are we expecting? Do we know? If not,
no, we do not.
We'll tell you.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. All right. Until then, thank you all for listening.